Hello and welcome to another episode of Tips and Ideas with Ed Wallace of Midwest Landscaping, www.uniqueenvironments.com. Well, I haven't done a remote video in a while, so we're riding remote here in Southern California, and today's topic is going to be planting in the summertime with California natives, since I am in California, with native plant material, the do's and don'ts, wills and won'ts. Well, first off, summertime, or when it's really warm out, this time of year is not the time to be planting a lot of California natives and drought-tolerant plant material. The reason why is because most native plants, especially here in Southern California, they get most of their water, their supplemental water, in the fall, in the winter, in the early spring. That's when we have mostly our rainy season here in Southern California and California in general. So a lot of native plant material and what a lot of people around here call drought tolerant or Mediterranean type plant material, it doesn't get a lot of water during the summertime, and we hardly ever get too much of any rain. I think the last time it rained was like about 2 or 3 months ago. It was raining pretty good like in March and April, but we're into the time of year that if we get a summer shower, that's great. Nice change of pace here in SoCal. But if you do have to plant in the summertime, because there's a lot of California rebate programs where people get money for taking out their lawn and replacing it with drought tolerant or water conserving type plant material. And a lot of times they have deadlines. A lot of times it's between 60 to 90 days. And if that falls in summertime, the months of June, July, and August, it's kind of the worst time to be doing this type of work where you have to put in these kind of plant materials. But if it's necessary to do, there's some tips I can tell you to help your plants survive and save some money in plant replacement. First of all, when you do dig the holes for the plants, dig it wider. And I've learned a tip from one of my designers, my main designer, Mr. Rob Moore of California Native Landscape Designs, www.californianativelandscapedesigns.com. I've learned from Rob that when we dig the holes, he's recommended that we dig it in a square. So like we square the hole instead of digging the hole like a round bowl type shape planting hole. We used the technique of squaring the holes, and the theory is by doing that, the roots have an opportunity to break the corners and grow better, and it doesn't grow like in a soup bowl type of configurations when we put the plants in. And also we dig the hole about a half of the width of the planting container wider than the container, and from the standpoint of the depth, we try to dig it deep enough to where we have about 1 inch of the root ball, the top of the plant, above the grade of the ground. And once we dig this hole, we pour water in it, and I use a combination of a product called Hydrotain, which is a soil moisture managing product, and also I use another product that's manufactured by Ecologel out of Florida, www.ecologel.com. It's a product called C Extra. Here in California, it's called C Extra. In other parts of the country, it's called Cytogro. But it's a root stimulant and humectant. And so by using a combination of the two, a soil moisture managing product and a humectant, in order to loosen up that soil and make it so that the soil can absorb the water better, we're able to get a really good start. And we pour water in the hole, and we kind of let that water saturate and drain into the hole. By doing that, that reduces the possibility of the water being wicked out of the root ball if we was just to dig the hole dry and put the plant inside of the planting hole. So we hydrate the holes first, let the water sit for a while, then we place the plants inside along with, if you like, a planting tablet or some mycorrhizae, a little bit of mycorrhizae. But a lot of natives, Rob recommends that we don't put in hardly any soil amendment at all unless we have really bad soil. We need to add a little bit of soil amendments in order to bring up the micronutrient level in the soil. And then we kind of tamp around with a shovel around the root ball, and we backfill it up with the native soil. And if the soil's really bad, a little bit of amended soil, kind of a half and half or 50-25 type of ratio of soil and native soil and some soil amendments, and we backfill that around the plant and use the shovel to kind of pack it around. We don't use the foot in order to pack it in, but pack it around the root ball. And then I take a rake and bring the soil up around and create a bowl so that we can be able to conserve water around the root ball. So I create a bowl, a berm in around that root ball so we can be able to contain some water when we water that plant. And then I top it off with that same mixture of the hydrotane and the C extra, and pour that on the top to saturate the root ball out pretty well. And that really helps the plants to acclimate and to take off really good. I've had great results planting in warmer weather in these summertime months, being able to use that combination and have great success with that. And then if you're watering, we recommend that we put in about a gallon of water per week to keep the plant hydrated, because most native plants and drought-tolerant plants, they don't like to be overwatered. They get root rot, and that's not a good thing. So by using a little method of using or watering at least 1 gallon of water per week, that should help out quite a bit for most of your shrubs. Keep an eye on it to make sure you're not overwatering. It's a little bit easier to bring a plant up to speed rather than trying to wick the water out once it's saturated with water. So it's kind of a quick update on planting native plant material here in Southern California and in other areas of the country where it's pretty warm, and you got to watch that you don't overwater, like in Arizona and New Mexico and Nevada and places like that where they have the Southwest, where we need to watch our plant material, because this really isn't the greatest time of the year to do planting, but sometimes it's necessary. So hopefully that helped you out. Give me a jingle in the comments, and please subscribe and let me know the tips and ideas you'd like to know about, and let me know how the videos go. So I'm working on perfecting these videos so that you'll have a very informative message at least once or twice a month. So thanks for checking it out, and stay tuned for more. Ed Wallace, Midwest Landscaping, www.uniqueenvironments.com.